Hello to everybody. Hello, this is Yahira Lobos in the house. Dun-dum, dun-dum. Ow! So I am here to finally share with everybody, oh my God, what it's been like to be a part of one of the most intense journeys utilizing EMDR, which is an eye rapid movement. It deprograms us by somatically tapping into the energetics of the trauma that any individual has experienced. So it is about going back into your past, sharing that story with a therapist, and allowing them to take you into a process that allows you to release all of the trauma that is stuck in your body. A lot of us that have suffered from mental, emotional, physical, or even spiritual abuse, neglect, abandonment, being ostracized, being different, unique, being neurodivergent, coming from a family that had a lot of dysfunction, addiction. Many of us have been programmed and raised in not so stable environments. And I am a woman at 54 years of age. I'm here in Santa Fe, the Holy City, and I want to go on a journey for 40 days starting tomorrow and talk about what it's been like to be a survivor, to be an recovering addict and alcoholic. I have 13 years of sobriety, but I've been a chronic marijuana user for since I was 14. So I'm 54. So it's 24, 34, 40. Oh, wow. 40 years. That's excellent. I've been using marijuana for 40 years on and off. I've usually detoxed once a year just to get my head clear. In 2012, I gave up alcohol and drugs through an event that was very traumatic that took place in New York City in 2012. I found myself trying to break up a street fight and found myself getting arrested falsely. I happened to be really not at the wrong place at the wrong time. I actually was at the right place at the right time. I just got involved in breaking up a fight, but the fight was four undercover cops beating up my drunk, obnoxious guy friend at the time for asking them to move their vehicle in a rude way. And the cops were in the middle of a drug bust. And I guess my two friends that were drunk and obnoxious were really obnoxious to the men in the car, asking them to move their vehicle. They got really mouthy. So the four undercover cops got out of the car and showed them a good ass whooping. And I was at a hot dog stand and turned around and kind of saw my friend on the ground getting beat down by four men. So I just tried to pull a guy back up and say, hey, can you guys stop fighting? Is everybody okay? And I found myself being assaulted and in a scuffle with these men. And I was being actually, I was probably 13 days away from receiving a certification as a peer advocate for the neurodivergent, mentally ill people of New York. You know, like I thought at that time in 2012 that I was to be like a peer advocate and a counselor. Meanwhile, I wasn't even sober. I was still smoking crack, occasionally smoking angel dust. My friends were big metalheads and loved angel dust. So I did find myself smoking it a lot with them, not because I liked it, but because I was fucked up. And I also was a big time alcoholic at that time. I was living in New Mexico for about 15 years. So I kind of nibbed the chronic drug use of smoking crack and became like a closet crackhead for 15 years. My dad was dying and I got called back to New York after living in New Mexico for 15 years. So when I moved back to New York, I wasn't prepared for my father to die. I lost my mother years before. It opened up the wound of losing a parent. I lost a parent, my mother, at the age of 9. And it was not the first traumatic event that took place in my life, but it was one of the biggest ones where, your mother, hopefully in everybody's life, is the one that will love you the most and always be there. And, there's always this very strong bond between mother and child. And my mother was a beautiful woman, an angel. Nobody's perfect, but a lot of us did feel that she was very warm and embracive to our family. She embraced all of us for who we were. And I feel that a lot of people on planet Earth right now can identify with the loss of a parent and how severe it could be, especially those of us that had a parent that was considered to be the good one in the family, that made us all laugh and also had a really big heart. My mother was Mexican, so she was born and raised in Houston, but then ended up in Lower East Village. My father was Italian. His parents came from Bari, Italy. And this is all part of the trauma that I'm going to end up, talking about how it has affected us as a people to be disconnected from our actual roots, our lineage, and the actual dysfunction and trauma and addiction, and how it was passed down from generation to generation in my family on both my mother and father's side. My early on traumas were really severe, and I was born 1971 on October 22nd. So I consider myself a Gen X kid. I'm an indigo child. The indigo children were here to be the structure busters. We are the voices for what the fuck was out of alignment. We were pretty much being asked to point out in however clever way, uniquely, that we are designed as our ego, our personality actually creates, a uniqueness about each one of the human beings on earth right now. And I chose to be like this loud mouth, very talkative, very strong minded and persona in defense of who I am personality wise, or who I've portrayed myself, because this is going to be me taking the mask off in the series of the 40 days of talking about EMDR. I'm giving you just a soft background for those people that might want to relate to what I am speaking about. And this video will be short enough so that I don't, let me see, I'm on 8 minutes. So I just want to be at 20 minutes. I had a really intense life, and being a voice of, all that didn't serve the people gave me the ability to call out every system, every school, every dysfunction in my family, in every circle of my friends. I absolutely have not been an easy person to be around on behalf of all of those of us that are uniquely different, that are neurodivergent. We see things and we feel things on a very deep level. I happen to think that everybody who is neurodivergent also has a gift of being unique and talented in the way of seeing, feeling, knowing. The clairaudience, hearing, is clairaudience. Clairvoyant is seeing. Um, there's the 5 clairs, and I'll go over that in the series of EMDR. It's really important that I will discuss the many different modalities that I've practiced, the many different experts and leaders in being trauma informed. I will share not just what my story was, because I believe that many people have suffered from all different kinds of abuses and neglects, and being programmed from the matrix. All of us here on earth are having to go through the great purification. Right now, we are in prophetic times. My name is Francine DeGiorgio. I am on Facebook. You may find me there. I will be on TikTok and Instagram under Crystal Nation 777. I am the founder of Crystal Nations Collective. And when I got sober and started to travel around North America, I went on the hero's journey, and we'll be talking about the many different modalities that I learned about of healing, plus the journey I took with the transformational music and art festivals, how being a star seed affected me being on the road, as well as also being disconnected from my own indigenous roots, as well as what it felt like meeting up with many of the indigenous tribes that were from around the globe. I will discuss the many different belief systems and prophecies that I rubbed elbows with on the road, because I believe that has a lot to do with where people are at mentally and emotionally and spiritually and physically. And I believe that a lot of what I've been able to experience here on earth that has caused me human suffering was because I chose to come here at this time and be a voice. When somebody suffers, especially from abuses and childhood abuses and addictions and poor decision making, and the consequences that resulted from these poor choices that I made in my life, from not healing my own trauma, and how I affected other people with my own mental and emotions that were out of balance. I want to talk about, the journey of being a whistleblower and speaking the truth, and how that affected me being neurodivergent, a woman, and how I felt displaced my entire life, and being the voice of such truths also created a lot of chaos, and what that's been like. And I may have some pointers. I'm going to deliver in the most grounded way that I've ever done so before. This is 54 years of my life that I want to share based on many people having to go through the dark night of their soul. What is the dark night of the soul? What is the hero's journey? What is trauma? What is dysfunction? Can we heal? Can we change our thoughts? Is it possible to come into peace? These things are actually part of the arc of the rainbow teachings that I believe I will be bringing forth. As Yahira Lobos, I am the founder of Crystal Nations Collective, where I'm building rainbow water wheels, star wheels, medicine wheels that are bringing us back into the sacred circle, back to the sacred heart. So, Mo, this is a long time coming for me to actually come out and speak about the things that have come to me that are a little bit different, but yet still anciently, traditionally, the same as coming together in the sacred circle and having ceremonies, prayer, intentions, how to create the life that you want. What are we really here to do? I am an Akashic record reader, an oracle, and I was certified as a peer advocate in New York and in New Mexico for those that are neurodivergent. And I have told my life story on stage in 2013 to be a voice for those that are neurodivergent. I spoke about what my life was like being called crazy my entire life, how that affected me. We are a people that are here to steward Mother Earth and to honor and remember sacred law, cosmic law, natural law. We are at a time where we can question all of the religions and all of the belief systems and really ask the bigger questions when it pertains to these old patriarchal systems. Who are you? What are you doing? Why are you doing this? Where are you doing this? And how can we stop causing human suffering? How can we end the pollution of this earth? How could we stop the injustices that cause genocide and unfairness? We want equanimity and equality for all humans here on earth. And I believe that it is not about the culture or the religion or the color of your skin. Okay. It's really about being conscious and doing what is best for all. So, really paying attention to all of our actions as if everybody's being watched in every moment, because actually we are. None of us human beings are going to get away with lying, abusing, and not taking care of ourselves, our communities, our loved ones. We have a purpose here on earth, and it is my mission here to not only share my story as an example, but to educate other people or to inspire other people to be empowered enough to get up off their seat and to take charge and responsibility of their life. I was a victim for a really long time, looping in insanity. Insanity is doing the same thing over and over again with no result. I went to therapy for 46 years, and it wasn't until last year in EMDR that I discovered true relief, and it's in somatic healing. I want to talk about, yeah, some of the past hardships in a brief way. I don't want to go into any of it in a detrimental way that could cause anybody to be triggered by the content of my videos. The purpose of it would be to be vague about the actual content of my own personal life. Number one, to protect myself. And then number two, just to vaguely speak about these things in a way that, number one, I've already told people that I was a victim of all of these different types of abuse. So it's no secret. It's also no secret that I was an addict, an alcoholic, and that I'm neurodivergent. So I have no shame in my game. I also don't have children, and there's nothing to destroy of me. My whole life has been suffering, and I've only just started to begin to understand and understand that there's a way out of human suffering and the looping that I did, constantly looping from one toxic relationship to another, from one toxic environment and job to another, and behaving in ways where I never changed the way that I was perceiving, believing, speaking, and being. It's going to take change in order to break the old bad habits and to discover the illusions and delusions that we have allowed ourselves to buy into because we didn't want to go deeper, because we were afraid. So I want to talk about the fears that we all have as humanity, how that we can all receive true healing, what many of us are here to do, which is to discover our truest life purpose and to utilize those gifts and talents for the highest good of all. We are here to birth a new earth, and I'm here during these prophetic times. And I don't believe in one prophecy, which is why I've been hollering out since 2012, we are fulfilling the rainbow prophecy. Why did I start saying that in all of my posts and live feeds in 2012? As a channel, as an empath, Yahira Lobos is here to share that story about how I ended up around North America at all these festivals and the messages that I was receiving, the downloads that I got, the different modalities and scholarships that I received from different wayshowers, visionaries, grandmothers and grandfathers like Chief Phil Lane and the wonderful Heidi Little of Social Emotional Education, to Maureen Edwardson with IRT, Inner Resonance Technologies. And I did get certified with Amy Robeson with the Akashic Records. I am certified by the Empowerment Center and NAMI in Santa Fe in New York for neurodivergency. And I am also certified in the Heart Thread meditation with Karen Trejo and Raphael Weissman. And I've been introduced to the medicine wheels through all of the indigenous and non-indigenous galactic elders, wayshowers, and wisdom keepers. One of the first ones that I ever read a book upon that really influenced me big time was Sun Bear and Waboon Wind. So I want to give a really big shout out to them. And then it was Blue Thunder who passed away. He was also known as Ben. Blue built medicine water wheels as he had a vision and wrote the book Dancing with the Medicine Wheel. So I will be discussing the medicine wheel, how the sacred circle helped me return to my natural roots, my indigenous roots, and put me on this hero's journey. Once I stepped into the medicine wheel and started building them, life started to teach me more about how to come into life as a ceremony. I'm so grateful for the many different wisdom teachers like Barbara Vitale and Barbara Besser, Medicine Bird, Renee, her partner. I'm so, so grateful for these individuals that have been paving the way for the people, by the people, because we are the people. There are many, many leaders out there and wisdom keepers that are also specialists in trauma informed ceremonies, rituals, daycare, night care, life care. And I want to share those specialists and masters with you. I'll also be interviewing the veil lifters, the oracles, the mystics, and the way showers that are the wisdom keepers here on earth. As I speak about my story, I'm going to go live starting tomorrow about what it looks like to go sober off of marijuana. I have, for the last 2 years, given it up about 4 times, and I keep going back to it. And I really feel like I got to get out of that loop. So we're at 21 minutes, and I'm about to wrap this up right now. So when I go live tomorrow, it's going to be about giving up marijuana. I'm going to start intuitively with going live for the next 40 days on YouTube. It'll be really 41 days because today I'm doing the prep and putting it out there. I will share a topic every day, and I will go live for about 1 hour, a little bit less if I can, 40 minutes to 50 minutes to 1 hour, so that I don't take too much time. I want to start with my reality on what it looks like to give up marijuana and what my experience has been starting 2 years ago when I left a partnership that was toxic. So more than likely, the first 10 minutes of tomorrow's video will be like, what happened to me? Because I have been in a relationship for 6 years, and I was going live, and I was a part of the Transformational Music and Art Festival circuit. So there's no shame in my game of being really transparent. The purpose of my transparency is for other people who need to get out of toxic relationships. So I will talk about how toxic that relationship was. Exactly what did I find myself in? I don't need to speak about the personal story or my ex and his name, but I will speak about the many attributes of many of the men that I dated, not to discredit them or actually deface them at all. No, a lot of love to all my exes. If you're one of them and you happen to watch this, I have so much love for everybody I ever dated. I only want them to be well and know that we're all on this hero's journey, and that all of the men that I dated had a massive amount of trauma as I did. It takes one to know one. So there's no throwing shade on any of my exes. I really do hold them in the light, even if they did do some things that were very hurtful and harmful. I understand and understand the assignment, and I'm here to be the voice as the channel to end human suffering and birth a new earth. I am Yahira Lobos, the founder of Crystal Nations, and I want to take you on a journey of showing you and being real with you and vulnerable and transparent, because I am a leader, I am a way shower, I am a wisdom keeper, and I am here as the founder of Crystal Nations Collective to one day own land so that I could build out my retreat space, my crystal temple, for those star seeds that I really want to gather in the future to assist them in becoming more of who they are. I will be one of the way showers that will provide a sacred space for the youth. I'm working on it, guys. I love you very much. If I met you around North America and you happen to now be in your 30s where you used to be 20, I've been watching you and I love you. I'm so proud of all of you. You are doing incredible. It can make me cry. I feel like auntie, and I am. I've always been here to support the younger generations because I really believe that that is our future. Whitney Houston shared her beautiful song with me. Children are our future. Let them lead the way. Show them all the beauty they possess inside. Give them a sense of pride to make it easier. Let the children's laughter remind us of we used to be. And I decided long ago never to walk in anyone's shadow. If I fall, if I succeed, at least a little voice inside of me, no matter what they do to me, they can't take away my dignity, because the greatest love of all is happening to me. Learning to love yourself, it is the greatest love of all. I can't sing like she can. We love Whitney Houston so much, and she just came through me so hard. And there's so much love there. Oh my God. It's going to be great. Join me tomorrow. I'm finally doing it. I'm going to talk about the truth of what I went through in the last 2 years so that I can help direct many others that may have been experiencing this looping of trauma and toxic relationships and unhealthy thinking and beliefs and perspectives that no longer serve us. We are here to burn it all into the fire, to transmute, transcend all darkness back to light. We want to give thanks to all of our benefic guides of the north, the east, the west, the south, above, below, within. Thank you to Whitney Houston, who came through with that beautiful song. I love you so much, great creator and Mother Earth. To my mother and my father, I dedicate all that I am to the Saldivar and the DiGiorgio family. And it's my greatest wish to birth this beautiful blueprint of Crystal Nations Collective so that I can leave behind this land in a trust and leave it behind as a legacy for the Starseed Soul Tribe that will be coming forth as a result of my evolving. I believe that many of us are here to help birth and inherit this new earth. And so we go and we grow and we glow. Wait. And I love you guys so very much. We're going to do a little activation of lepidolite. This is lepidolite. It's called the transition stone. This has mica, if you can see. It is a light purple stone. It is found in New Mexico. I sell this stone. I have a lot of it. I'm also getting ready to sell crystals. Oh my God. So wait. I forgot. I'm going to show you something. Oh, we're about to do something. Okie dokie, Smokies. Okay. I forgot. I almost forgot to tell you this. And I guess it's not going to be a 20-minute video. So it's 30 minutes, but I'm going to end very soon. I'm selling crystals. Does anybody want some gemstones? en route to Tico Time River Resort. I'll be at that Transformational Music and Art Festival. Go to ticotimeriverresort.com. It's also riseandvibefestival.com. It's a hip hop conscious festival. And this is the flyer. So we have Thievery Corporation going to be playing there with Collie Buds and the Hip Abduction. We have Lily Fangs is going to be performing with Sierra Morin and Tubby Love. We will have Rick Jam and Cody. Code Star is going to be performing, and Blue Marion is going to be there, and the Irie is going to be there. Boom Roots is going to be there from Santa Fe, New Mexico. Can't wait to see them. Love Lily Fangs and Tubby Love. They performed at our festival in Santa Fe in 2016. So they're Soul Tribe, and Sierra Morin is an incredible artist, musician, and her partner also is going to be there. There's going to be DJ Jamek and Rhythm Sanctuary, the Boulder Ecstatic Dance. We're going to have Steven Newman and DJ Eugene. We're going to have Drazy Melody, and let me put my glasses on. Supri Funk and Code Star, like I said. Blessin' Bled Chimanga. We're going to have Mazi Tar and Lay Tun Meckham and Dolly Wayne and the Hourglass Cats and Trev Mental. That's Sierra's boyfriend. We also have Super Mio Funk and Andy Bob and Lara Ellie and Salika Raz Ja, K Bong and Johnny Cosmic, Marlon Ashter, Sense Emotion. Oh my God, that is so great. There's so many. And so this is camping, workshops, yoga, sacred fire, vendors, water slides, May 29th to May 31st. I'm going to love being a part of this. And I am building the crystal grid. We're going to be there with Humanity, also planting people as a tree, leaving you up to your knees, planted in dirt. And then we will have you plant a tree. And it's a very ceremonial connection with the trees and meditating in the space of Mother Earth as a tree, and also connecting with the stone beings and the crystal beings, making beautiful crystal grids on the ground. I'll be offering readings, and I'll also be having some of our wire wrap jewelry. So I'll be selling, my personal wire wraps. This is a soulmate crystal, okay? It's two quartz crystal. You see 1 and 2 points. So this is a lapis for the connection of the throat chakra and connection body, mind, heart, and soul. Brings in a lot of healing, royalty codes, clarity. And then we have amethyst and moon, labradorite stones and chalcedony and lapis. Woof. What a great copper crystal. So that's actually a soulmate, beautiful, activated pendant, and it's sold for $44. It's a real deal. And then I have a sterling silver, dragon, which is $60. It is badass. Okay. Just saying. Just saying. Just saying. It's one of the badass. I'm selling, different crystals like the skulls for $22. And this is an ocean jasper generator for $20. This is a Merkaba shungite, which is a big activator for as above, so below. Super healing. Shungite is very grounding. So let's just say that it's worth it to put in the grids in the center in any room. and it works with Archangel Merkaba. This also, I forgot to say, is sodalite. So if you're giving up an addiction like I am for marijuana, he's going to be, you know, up in an altar, but I'm going to be willing to let him go. So sodalite's great for helping with addictions. I have a sodalite generator. I might even sell the two of them together for $33 together. And I also sell selenite wands. So if you want like 4 selenite wands and the sodalite skull and the sodalite generator, when you make crystal grids and you put the grids, you know, and put this in the center, whew, super activating. I have all different kinds of palm pieces. This is lepidolite as well. Great for depression, transition stone. Really brings in prosperity and healing of all the chakras. I also have a sodalite bracelet. These are 15, but I am selling the bigger lepidolite palm stones. They help release depression, like I said, and anxiety. Red jasper, which is really grounding. Howlite, which connects you to the crown chakra. I have all kinds of little hematite bracelets and abalone necklace. I need cash. So I am making different little boxes, and I made a box that's like $150 and I might sell it for 75. But an example would be I'm selling these little cigar boxes with selenite sticks, 8 of them. And then this one's going to have an aura quartz. This doesn't do justice. I can't even show you the different colors that there's a rainbow, but it doesn't really show. Huh. This one's going to be in that box, as well as organite that I made. That's a pendant. It's got selenite in it and mica, chamayo dirt. It's got copper and lapis. This one's really potent. I have a turquoise piece that you can wire wrap, a shungite wire wrap that's got a spiral. This is from Russia, this crystal, and it's for grounding, EMF protection, radiation protection. A piece of, I'm going to put several pieces of mica, like 4, and you can put them in your plants or around your house. They are reflection, they are the mirror. I have a fluorite purple moon, again for grids. I have a little snake that is jasper, grounding. A little pendant piece of peacock ore, and it's popping, and it's on chalcedony. It's another crystal. It's a translucent blue. Man, I'm going to have to figure out how to sell crystals online. A Payson diamond that I collected with love and light and offerings. I collected the mica, the Payson diamond, and I collected, also in this box is going to be obsidian. So I collect the obsidian as well, and with offerings. So there's 3 crystals that I raw counted in there. And I have some pitch, which is pinon from the juniper trees. And I have a beautiful lapis merkaba as well in this box for possibly a gift or a friend. For a man, a fossil. And this fossil is one of the oldest. It's a spiral, but it's the, I'm going to have to come up with that. A dolphin made in jasper goes in this box. So this entire box also is going to have this pendant of rhodonite, rhodochristite, which is great to wire wrap, and it's for relationships. So this whole box is worth $150, and I am going to sell it for $75. That's a lot of great stuff. If you're a wire wrapper, this is going to be really beneficial. I'm also going to put in there a Palo Santos. And I believe, like I said, I was going to put in this box is this bracelet as well. And also this bracelet. Right? Yeah, I made that pretty tight. I also wanted to put in a generator here. So I might put in the ocean jasper inside here. Let's see if it fits. Let's see what fits. That fits. Wow. Look at all those things. Who wants this box for $80? I'm going to sell it for $80. But then I have to consider shipping. So for $100, I can mail this box out. It's really, I did the retail on it, and it's $150 with it being, with my prices, which are close to wholesale. So if you bought everything, like say in a shop, in any crystal shop around the United States, it could be close to like $175. But the pendant that I made with the spiral and the shungite in of itself, the piece is $20. And then when you just make a wire wrap, so it's $40. But you know, other people would sell it for like $65 or $75, even $80, maybe even $130 they could sell it for. But I'm selling it for $40. Why? I'm Crystal Nations Collective, and I don't believe the stone beings are to be sold as like commodities, or I love them and they're medicine for the people. And I just believe that collecting them and making them into great pieces is really healing. So that is worth for me to receive something for it. And also my time is money. And also it costs money to get copper. It costs money to put jewelry together, to get all of the findings. It costs money to make organite. And I'm making these boxes. I'm probably going to put a beautiful felt in here as well, like a symbol of maybe an eagle or just a moon or a sun. Something personal where I make art out of the box, and or I might leave it empty if you want an empty box to make your own box personal, but you could put colored felt in there. So anyway, I have 6 boxes that I'm pricing at $150, but I'm going to sell all of them. I'm probably going to sell them for $75, and then I think 75, 85, 95, $95, because I know it cost about $20 to mail out, but it might cost $25. I got to find out. Post office is no joke. So I'm going to find out more, but if you're interested, I wanted to show it. I will showcase at the end of every 1 hour reading. I'm going to save it for 10 minutes at the end to pull a card. And then maybe I'll start with pulling a card. I don't know. There's going to be so much to share. I don't know how I'm going to do it all. I also am on Facebook under Francine DeGiorgio. And I told you, like, share, comment. I will do my best to read the comments when I go live. I might not be able to always do that, but I'm here and I'm going to start getting myself out there starting tomorrow. 40 days. Let's do it. Aho and hey, I did this under 43 minutes. Great. Love you guys. Thank you. If you want a booked reading, connect with me. I'm an Akashic Record reader. I'm also doing Human Design Gene Key PDFs with an astrology overview of 2026 from January to December. I'll do an overview of every month. The Human Design tells you what energy design you are, how your energy shows up, both in the light and the dark. The Human Design will show you absolutely how to embody both your shadow and your light, and give you some really good prompting to co-create with the divine a life that you really love and like. The gene keys are the numbers that show up in your astrology chart and Human Design, and it breaks down the qualities of the strengths and the gifts and the talents that you inherently actually have activated within you. Also, those places that you may be having to strengthen, where you may fall short of being super conscious in certain areas. So there's room to grow where the shadow shows up. And I do these PDFs right now. I think that normally I do them for $155. I really need to raise money. I'd be willing to do them for $105, $50 discount. And they're really worth it. And I might just do the first 10 charts at that price, but normally they're 155. I've had people do my charts for 400 or 500 and they're nowhere near my charts. I'm doing my best to emerge as is. And so I could really use your support. Get into this festival for Tico Time River Resort. It'd be great to support the elders, Renee and Medicine Bird, who are also coming. Yanji, the founder of Humanitry, is also driving out. We're going to have 2 assistants. So we're all showing up on our own time. We're hoping to vend over the weekend and make some money for gas. But I also have a GoFundMe up, and I'm going to be sharing it on my Facebook page, Francine DeGiorgio. Please connect with me there. And I just want to say, I love you. I love you. I love you. Here is crystal activation. Aho and ahey.